Hey everybody, welcome back to WikiKid Sports. This is at the buzzer, and we're joined as always by Jack and Ryan. Jack, how you doing?
Doing good, Brian. Thanks for having me.
Of course, and Ryan, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, bro.
All right, so the season is winding down. We're getting to it. There's already been like a lot of online talk about who the MVP is going to be, and some of it's controversial. We won't get into the Kendrick Perkins stuff here. We're just going to keep it, on the court. But yeah, who do you guys think is going to take home this MVP? Unfortunately, before we started, you guys were talking about how Tatum has pretty much fallen out of it. So I'm very interested to see.
Yeah.
Ryan, your thoughts. Who's winning MVP this year?
My thoughts who deserves it is Giannis. I think right now it seems like it's between Jokic and Embiid. I mean, I put Jokic. I just think like Giannis is kind of being overlooked for it right now. It seems like if I was to guess, it's really tough to say. It could be any of those three. It almost seems like Embiid might be the favorite right now. To me, if I'm gonna rank them, I'd say just for this year, I'd go Giannis 1, Jokic 2, and Embiid 3. It's weird how much Jokic has dropped off in the MVP race, but by the same token, like he's been incredible, but we have seen his team struggle, and we have seen his defensive effort has kind of fallen off even more. And obviously, like the Bucks have just been incredible. So yeah, that would be my take on it.
Jack, first, who do you think's gonna take it home, and then what do you think of Ryan's top three? And do you have a top three of your own? I don't know if it's the same, different, but floor
I
is
think
yours.
appreciate it. I think it actually is different for once, which is nice.
Mm.
But for me, I think you said it, Ryan, and I'm gonna say that I think Embiid probably is going to win it. I think that goes to like
I do too. Yeah.
I think he's gonna win it, and I think that I hate to say that I think he deserves it because I don't like Joel Embiid, the basketball player. I'll say that he's a kind of like a flop merchant sometimes. But anyway, I mean, give me Embiid probably winning. I uh, I think Giannis will come in second is the question here, and I don't. I
Mhm.
don't. I don't. I think he's being overlooked. I think Jokic, because of his pedigree and because of the stuff that he does on offense, is kind of eye popping and something that we haven't seen before being done by a center, aside from himself. Um, and you look at those two guys, and I mean Giannis, power forward, center, whatever you want to call him, really. Um, kind of fits that. Like they're all technically big guys for the most part. So it's actually interesting to think about too.
Yeah.
What is the direction of the MVP going? Like, do you need to be a passing big man to be effective in the league in 20 years from now? Like it gets to a point now where I'm reevaluating everything where I'm like, shit, like, is Rob Williams going to be the guy for the Celtics going forward because of this? I think probably. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, give me Joel Embiid first. I think probably Jokic second and then Giannis third.
And invest stock in Shangoon on the Rockets, if
That's
that's
right.
a way you're
Yeah.
leaning.
Yes. Yeah. Give
Next
him
year.
give him 3 years, man.
Yeah. Oh my God. But no. So I think we're in a good. Like that was my personal list, Giannis. I think actually at the beginning of the season I predicted Embiid to win, and I was like, it sucks, but I think he's
Yeah,
gonna
you did.
win. And then I was like, there's no way it's happening, and now it looks like it probably will. Um,
I
I mean, if I was, I just struggled. I think anyone that plays in the style that Embiid adapts, I think he's a good. It just needs to be confronted, and until then, controversial opinion, I don't think he should win any top player awards.
yeah,
I
I
just yeah.
it's not basketball. And I hate to say that
That
because that's like
it takes.
it's an
I
old
don't.
head opinion, but like at the
Yeah,
same
but
time it's like if he's going 5 for 24 from the floor and then like 15 of 16 at the free throw line, it's like, okay, did I watch basketball? Or did I watch Joel Embiid putting on a performance? And not like a basketball athletic performance, like throw your hands up and yell performance.
yeah, no one's talking. It's just crazy. No one talks about not only that, but the fact that he does that, and he's like the only one of those like top tier players that is like, why aren't I getting my due credit? Like,
Yes, yes, yeah. It's like this is why, dude. Like watch tape of yourself. Like I'm sure there's a compilation video of Embiid flopping like this season, and I'm gonna do my best to find it after this session. But yeah, it's frustrating to watch. It really is.
All right. Well, we will see there. Well, we might not have the play, or well, might not have the MVP discussion to look forward to in Boston. The playoffs right around the corner. Only what 8 more games left in the
Yeah, not
season.
much.
Yeah,
Believe
something
so.
like
I
that.
believe.
And Jalen Brown just had an amazing performance at the time recording right after that. Some people criticized him when there was a standing ovation. I think Jack, you and I both saw that on Twitter and thought it was kind of
Stupid.
bullshit.
So
I'm gonna
stupid.
put him in the thumbnail for showing
Because we
his
appreciate
appreciation
him.
for it.
Yeah, thank you.
We as a Celtics fan very much appreciate that. 41 points, great performance last night. But yeah, let's talk about some playoffs, Jax. What are your ideal matchups?
I think the playoffs are going to be interesting this year, right? I think we're going to come down to a lot of stuff. I think obviously kind of a homer here. No, I take that back. I was going to say I think Celtics take the 1 seed, but I feel like that's not realistic, frankly. Like I feel like as nice as that would be, we'd have to win the head to get ahead against the Bucks and then beat them by a game going forward. So it's kind of, I mean, is it possible? Definitely, but I don't know how we end up doing against them. And it's like, is Tatum healthy? Are we resting him? Who are we resting? Is Al resting? Right? Like it becomes questionable. So anyway, that said, gonna be some fun matchups. Brian, you and I talked all season about how much we would like to see the Mavs um, play the Suns, and I don't think that's gonna
At
happen,
least
which
since
is
the trade
tragic.
deadline, yeah.
Yeah, especially post trade deadline. Yeah, I think before that, even it was kind of like a subtle storyline where it's like, oh yeah, these guys went at it last year, and now it's like, oh, you add Kyrie and KD into that, and then the Mavs currently are not even in a playoff spot or play-in spot, I should say. So a lot can change, obviously, right? The bottom of that Western Conference is kind of a logjam, including the Suns, to be honest. Like if you look at it, the Mavs are only 3.5 games back from the Suns, which is crazy. The Suns are the 4 seed and the Mavs are the 11, which is bonkers to me. Um, but I mean, fun matchups in general, right? I would love to see really the Suns and anyone because it's fun to see KD kind of on a new role on a team that he doesn't have a lot of play with on the Western Conference. Um, preferably would like to see Lakers Suns. I think would be fun because you could see LBJ and KD kind of going at it for a little bit. That's my probably preferable Western matchup. And for Western Conference Finals or semis, even give me the Nuggets and the Warriors. I don't think the Warriors are going to make it out of the first round. If I'm being completely honest with you, but for funsies' sake, would like to see that.
I
And
never want to
always,
count the Warriors out here, Jack.
no, me either. And I was just going to say the same about the Lakers because of LeBron. So give me LeBron and like the Nuggets or LeBron and the Warriors even would be awesome, but I don't think we're going to get one of those. Like the play in that we had in the COVID season, which was sweet. But yeah, for the Western Conference, that's what I'm looking at. For Eastern Conference, I think any team playing the Nets will be just fun to watch because you don't know what's going on. Especially would like to see the Knicks versus the Nets. I don't think we're going to see that, but it would be sweet to see a battle of New York. Plus the Knicks or the Nets rather are kind of just like this hobjob of like wings just kind of slammed together plus Patty Mills and Nick Claxton, and that's really what it looks like right now. So could be interesting. Um, I think Ryan and I were talking about it before we hopped on too. I would love to see the 76ers and the Bucks go head to head in the Eastern Conference semis because that kind of knocks them out of the way. But I think the only way that's even possible is if we get the 1 seed from the Bucks. So I don't know if that's going to happen. Would like for it to. Um, but the teams that I wouldn't want the Celtics to play, if I had to think about that, would be probably the Cavs. And I mean, I don't really want to play the Heat, but we don't match up as well against the Cavs as I would like. And then the Heat, obviously, are just kind of, and the Nets for that matter, are kind of enigmatic when it comes to what are we going to do. And then, of course, we're going to have to go through the Bucks or Sixers at one point. So it sucks to be good, I guess, but it's going to come down to that.
And then Ryan, what are your thoughts on the playoffs?
So I was just looking. So there is a chance, right, that if we win tomorrow, we beat the Bucks when we play them Thursday. The Celtics could take first. If that was the case, I think so. I think if they come in second, I think the Heat are going to slide ahead of the Nets. I
Mm-hmm.
probably see the Nets beating the Hawks personally. That means if we come in second, I see us most likely to play the Nets. If we come in first though, I think this will all probably stay the same.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably say we could end up playing the Bulls or the Raptors maybe.
I'd love that. That would be great.
Those would be easy wins for the first round for the Celtics.
For sure.
Like I said, I want to see at some point the 76ers and Bucks matchup. I think the 76ers, as much as like teams like the Celtics have an easier time with them, I think they pose one of the tougher matchups for the Bucks. I wouldn't mind seeing the Heat in the 76ers as well. I feel like Bam kind of almost neutralizes Embiid and you can get them pretty flustered.
Mm-hmm.
That would be fun. I was also looking at the West. So if there is a chance it looks pretty good for the Timberwolves could win a play-in match, and then they'll probably, if they stay around where they're at, I believe they would play the Grizzlies. That would be a rematch from last year, and that would be really fun. And even if the Timberwolves haven't been as good all year, they are looking really good right now. They're pretty good. And I just think those teams could go pretty toe-to-toe. And I mean, Ant Edwards always steps it up in those moments. You know how like all the Grizzlies are. It could just, Rudy Gobert is just kind of a pain in the ass, and he's going to be like running his mouth and pissing people off, and it's like just funny to watch, Yeah, so that could be good. But the Mavs, there's also the chance. I do think if the Mavs make the play-in, I gotta think they can pull a win off at least for that play-in game. I would think so. I just feel like Kyrie and Luka, they can just buckle. Like, I don't know about a whole series, but for one game, they can pretty much anyone we know, if they really need to win a game, fire it under their ass, they'll do it. So that would be pretty fun to see them against. I would love to see them against the Grizzlies, because I know that actually the Mavs matchup, typically they've matched up really well against the Grizzlies, because the Grizzlies are such a fast-paced, kind of chaotic team that really wants to break you down, force you to turn over the ball. And, as we know, Luka just doesn't do that. He doesn't speed up his pace. He can't really speed him up. But this team has just, they've really had to take a lot of defensive sacrifices in order to take Kyrie. And it's just a whole different team. So it'd be really interesting to see how they match up. Because honestly, if you want to play slow with that team, I don't know if that works for you, because you got to score so many points because your defense is just so bad at this point. Like you traded your best defensive player, and and before you had it's pretty rough. You had Jalen Brunson last year, who's really, so it's like you had a 2-guard system anyways, and Jalen Brunson's way younger, and he's obviously, look at New York right now, they're struggling a bit, but overall, I mean,
better spot in the Mavs.
Yeah, much better spot. So yeah, those are some ones I'd like to see. I'm trying to think. You always see anyone the Nuggets match up against is going to be fun, because they're just going to score a ton. Jokic is going to have like that, like, dad at like the cookout game where everyone starts like kind of testing him, and he just like gets like 40 points. He starts doing like dad dunks and like just. And he has like 40 points, like 17 rebounds, like 13 assists, 4 blocks, 2 steals.
It's like stupid stuff.
Yeah, crazy. I always love those. So yeah, we'll see. I'd be interested to see how I think the Warriors, I just want to see them play in the playoffs at all.
Yeah, same.
Especially, no one knows what's going on with Andrew Wiggins. I don't know if you guys know that.
It's
really,
is he coming back? What's going on? Like,
there's no definitive timeline and no details about, just that he's having family difficulties.
Right? Yeah,
I thought I had heard family difficulties. I didn't know if. That being said, all of our hearts go out to Andrew Wiggins' his family and the Golden State Warriors community.
Yeah, hopefully that's all sorted out.
Yeah.
But yeah, should be exciting time. We're getting down to it, fellas. It's been a good season. We've had a little bit of a rough patch the last couple of weeks with the Celtics, but then I look at their record, it's like 52-23, and it's like, how rough can it really be?
Yeah, we're okay.
Yeah. Like,
exactly.
Which is like catastrophizing a few losses here and there. But
for sure.
Yeah. Jack, want to tell them where they can find you online?
Sure. Best place to find me is on Twitter, and that's @Jack_Tiernan. Follow me there for Jaylen Brown appreciation tweets. You can also follow me on Instagram, and that's @JackDiscGolf for all my disc golf content.
Awesome. And Ryan, anything you want to promote?
I got nothing besides, just check out all the other podcasts on this channel. I believe, doesn't Red have like a separate one, Swing at Shins?
Yep. So we have
I'm
Shins.
sure Brian will plug, but check out all that stuff because I always forget. And occasionally people, including myself, have posted on Wiki Good Sports blog. You can always check that out.
Yeah, I got to do that more. But yeah, like Ryan said, Swinging at Shins, check that out. All the other social media, Wiki Good Sports on pretty much every platform. So check us out there. And yeah, thank you guys so much for your time.
Thanks for having me, Brent.
Thanks, Brian.
And we'll see you all in the next one.